We are now recording.
All right, and we're back. All right. Thus begins the meeting. Welcome to the April 26th, 2023 Boulder Earth Commission meeting. Hello, Caroline. Before we get started, I just want to read our land acknowledgement. The City of Boulder Arts Commission acknowledges the City of Boulder is on the ancestral homelands and unceded territory of Indigenous peoples who have traversed, lived in, and stewarded lands in the Boulder Valley since time immemorial. Those Indigenous nations include the Arapaho, Cheyenne, Kiowa, Sioux, Ute, and others. Our benefit from this land came at a dire cost to the Indigenous people, and we give thanks to them. So, first up on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Everybody has a copy. Let's see, do we need Caroline to take this vote?
Yeah, you better wait till she gets back.
Okay. Who wants the vamp here?
If I could real quick.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Real quick, I mean that I'm gonna take my time.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna join you at the table because we're still sort of negotiating the doors and we don't know that we have any public who are coming, but just in case. So just so you know, I love you all. I'm gonna stay over here and so let you be.
Fine, be that way.
Thanks.
Anyone else?
If you'd like, you know, if you'd like, you could start with swearing in. Straight to that, come back to.
Yeah, oh, that'd be it.
It doesn't require a vote.
Okay, that'd be a wonderful use of time. So it's with great pleasure that we're going to swear in our two new Boulder Arts Commission commissioners, Cheryl Cardozo and Jeffrey Cash. So I'm going to read the oath of office and we'll do a little thing where you just repeat what I say. And then I'll have you each sign this, the officialness of it all. I state your name. Are we doing this in unison? Yeah. I, Jeffrey Cash, do solemnly swear or affirm. Do solemnly swear or affirm. That I will support the Constitution of the United States of America. That I will support the Constitution of the United States of America. And of the state of Colorado. And of the state of Colorado. And the charter and ordinances of the city of Boulder. And the charter and ordinances of the city of Boulder. And faithfully perform the duties. And faithfully perform the duties. Of the office of a member. Of the office of a member. Of the Arts Commission, which I am about to enter. Of the Arts Commission, which I am about to enter. Wonderful. Thank you very much. And
Hello, I'm Caroline.
sign those. I will hand them to the board secretary and it will be official.
Perfect. Today's 26.
It is.
It's April, which I have to keep reminding myself.
Because
All that too. An initial here. No, just kidding.
thank you, sir.
Very welcome. All right. So, approval of the agenda. Would somebody like to make a motion?
I'll move to approve the agenda.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Caroline. Any discussion? Not seeing any. All those in favor? Vote passes unanimously. Thank you. Next up is approval of the minutes from the March 2023 meeting. Matt?
On page 4, there is a computation error in the numbers. So just want to point out that we'll fix it. So reads 10,000 East Street.
A banker caught that one. Well done, Commissioner.
I was present and I was not.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Let's see. So do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the minutes from our March meeting.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Maria. What's that?
As amended.
As amended, yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any discussion? All right, not seeing any. All those in favor? Great, the vote passes unanimously. Thank you, everybody. Public participation. Matt, I'll look to you for that.
So we do not have anyone signed up tonight.
In person or in video?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. I just want to reiterate to the community that our meetings are now open to the public. Thank God, finally. We welcome and encourage public participation in our meetings. So out there in TV land, please, if you have something to say, we welcome you to our meetings. Lauren,
You have,
I think he's just here to listen. That's what Lisa said. Was that? Oh, I'm sorry. So was Matt incorrect?
No,
Well, he was asking, we were talking about in person.
when I said that, the hand went up. So Jennifer, I'm gonna turn on your ability. You should be able to unmute yourself and we can give you 2 minutes to speak.
Oh, hello, am I unmuted?
You are.
You are. Go ahead when you're
Okay.
ready.
Hi, I just wanted to let you know I'm here because I heard somebody say that nobody was here on video and I'm here.
So I'm glad you're here. My apologies. I meant no one on video has expressed an interest in speaking during public comment.
Oh, got you. Yep, just listening in. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, are we good to move on from?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, so we did the swearing in. Introductions. Let's just, I'd love to hear from our two new commissioners. Just tell us a little bit about yourselves and we'll all do the same.
I'm Cheryl Cardozo. I'm originally from New York. Spent a few years in Idaho, got to Boulder in '96, just for a little while. And that's what happened. I first got involved in the arts in Boulder when I ran the YMCA's Breakthrough Arts Program. I don't think it exists anymore, which offered free after-school arts classes for high school kids. And we also, at the time, oversaw the teen area of the Creek Festival. I also started working in medical education, so I'm an actor background. So I use theater to teach health professionals how to communicate better. I like to teach that over at Anschutz, and was here to stay until I met an Australian. And then I left for 18 months, which turned into 7 years in Australia. And he had always wanted to live in New York. So he had 5 years in New York City. When we had a small child, into the 6 years because of COVID. And when it was time for school to start, we came back here, and I continued in Australia. I was doing the medical education, and I am continuing to do that. The center has, in the 20 years I've been there, has grown astronomically. And now we work with nurses and physician assistant students, pharmacy students, as well as medical students. I dabble in stand-up comedy. My love language is you thinking I'm funny. And I'm really excited to be part of this and start giving back to a place that I love so much and to help keep Boulder creative and vibrant.
Wonderful. Jeffrey?
Yeah, sure. My name is Jeffrey Cash, and I'm just so humbled to live in a town that has this and makes it so accessible for everyone. I have a background in theater. I've been doing summer stock since I was 7 years old and went to college for that. Met my husband in Pittsburgh 18 years ago, and we moved out to Boulder 13 years ago for his job at CU. He's in the College of Music. And we were able to make some really fast, meaningful roots here and make an impact as best we could. And I'm happy to be involved. I like to think of myself as a community builder. I run the community affairs for one of the large credit unions here in town and worked for a previous credit union for 10 years here. Also in a restaurant and ran a nonprofit and have helped manage a trade show exhibit company for a number of years. Locally, I sit on the board for the Shakespeare Festival. And I just cycled off the Dairy Arts Center board. I still am involved over at the Dairy Center by curating and hosting a monthly classic film series. I started and run Boulder County's only, first and only LGBTQ and ally sports league, which is a bowling league up in Lafayette on Sunday nights. Let's see, I have a stage character, Mrs. Ida Bagel, with whom I've traveled the country and have raised $2.5 million for. And I've raised about $2.5 million for charities across the country. Locally, I perform at the Dairy Arts Center, the Clock Tower Cabaret, or Nieces. And I'm just happy to get involved in any way I can and sit on a number of other boards outside of the performing arts and involved in a lot of fundraising and consulting work and bringing development directors and executive directors and board members together to collaborate. Nothing I've ever done in my life was something because Jeffrey did it. It was because we brought people together and they figured out a way that they could work together.
Great.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, welcome to both of you. Carolyn?
Sure. Try to follow the pattern of what you guys talked about. I moved here from Detroit via Boston in 1995, so I've been a community member for a long time now. I've been immersed in the arts since I was young. I was a musician, spent my summers in Interlochen National Arts Camp, mostly doing music. I have been really immersed in the arts for a number of years in both my professional and volunteer roles here. I helped to start the Phoenix Asylum, which is a maker and artist space. I've served on numerous boards throughout the years. I'm the regional contact for the Burning Man community here. So I bring a lot of that Burning Man perspective to arts and public arts and experiential arts. I'm working on a big civic arts project right now, which is slowly grinding its way through the process. And I'm an arts attorney, so I help to support creatives and creative businesses. Really been involved in a number of different events. And I went to film school for a little while also. I'm a big film supporter. So I love the arts and I'm really glad to be here and I love this team.
Thank you. Gillian?
I'm Nalid. I'm from Oklahoma originally. I'm a self-taught digital artist and illustrator. And then I work at Apocalypse, which is a buy-sell trade store. And I also, for them, and then also independently, I produce events, whether it's style-oriented or drag-oriented. And then I also perform drag. Yeah.
Maria?
Hi, everyone. Sorry I couldn't join you in person. I'm Maria Cole. I'm an architect. I moved up to Boulder in about 2013. And prior to that, I was involved with Denver Office of Cultural Affairs, as well as the Creative Industry Board. So I'm happy to be able to continue serving the community through these boards. I'm an architect, and my work is primarily focused around museum and cultural facilities. So I've worked on most of the cultural buildings in Denver, Denver Art Museum, Museum of Contemporary Art, Nature and Science, and currently now working on the Clifford Still Museum. So that's really my passion. And then I'm a dabbler in visual arts, like most architects, you know, architecture. So, and I went to, Jeff, I went to Carnegie Mellon. So I spent 6 years there, you know, 5 years for a BR. Yeah. So know that, know Pittsburgh well. Nice to meet you both.
Awesome. Let's see. My name is Bruce Borowski. I am a filmmaker. I moved here 33 years ago, 1990, from San Francisco. I grew up in Miami Beach, and I've been doing photography and film since I was a little kid. I was on the board of directors of the Boulder Chamber for 10 years, chair during part of it. And I like to think of myself as very involved in our little community. So yeah, again, welcome to both of you. We're excited to have you on the Arts Commission. Welcome. So yeah, let's keep moving. You'll meet Georgia at our next meeting. And Does that make 7? 3, yep, that's all.
Staff is really awesome. too.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna mention that at some point.
Thank you for saving us from ourselves.
I just assume you guys have already met Lauren and Matt.
I've already sent them work, so
Yeah,
not that bad, honestly, the height.
that's fine. And you've met Lisa?
I
Yeah.
think we formally met.
Face to face, but it's so nice to meet you in
Nice.
person.
And she and I met, she met Chris yesterday, but I've known Chris for years.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Yeah, so just to be clear, the background in one sentence is the Arts Commission and the Arts and Culture Office used to be under the Boulder Public Library, but got split off to the Office of Community Vitality. When was that? A few months ago.
Almost a year.
Oh, the COVID blur. It could have been 5 years ago. Yeah, feels like just a few months ago. Yeah, and Chris obviously is
You
the,
don't look a day old.
yeah. Chris is the head of the Office of Community Vitality, so normally he's here. But yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of him as well. All right, so what do we have next? Appointments to leadership positions. Were we doing that now or are we going to wait till?
So there typically we do that when new commissioners are sworn in. But we're recommending that we go ahead and postpone that. And so to do that, we would just need a motion. Which Warren thinks
Sorry.
that.
And that's just to keep consistency on the judging of the grant applications.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Carolyn?
I move that we postpone leadership appointments until the July 2023 meeting.
I'll second.
Thank you both. Any discussion? All right, not hearing any. All those in favor? Great, awesome. Vote passes unanimously. Thank you, everybody. We're just flying through that. Let's see. So grant.
I'm already president of my HOA. This is never the start.
All right, Lauren, you want to take us through the grants?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Okay, back.
Oh, and I'm just going to take 2 seconds to tell our new commissioners. So what we try to do in the interest of time, because nobody really likes these 6 PM meetings to go to 10. What we ask, what we've all kind of agreed on is that when we get sent the packets each month from Matt or Lisa or even Lauren, when we get sent the big packet for the meeting, we ask that everybody read it and be comfortable with what's in there. And then, so when we have the meeting, there's no person presenting all the stuff that we should have read already. We can get right to any questions we might have, any kind of discussions we want to have. Everybody okay with that? Okay, great. Thank you. All right, Lauren, it's all yours.
So first we have the grant decisions on community projects for organization and for the benefit of our new commissioners. As Matt might have walked you through, there's a 2-part process. So, and today you received the first round for the arts education grants. So you'll review them in our grant software. Hopefully it's fairly easy, but feel free to tell me anytime if you want a little walkthrough. You do a first round and then you'll receive a 1-page response to those and then a second round of feedback. And then we will bring the final scores to you at the meetings. So you'll be able to talk through the decisions at these meetings because the scores are ultimately a guide for you. They're not the final decisions. And so at this meeting is where you, if you have concern, if you want to talk through anything, this is where you would make any kind of changes or adjustments. In the now 6 years I've been here, that's never happened, but you're welcome to move things around if you feel like the top scoring grantees aren't ideal for what you have in mind. But at this meeting and right now, you have the option to approve the staff recommendation for the highest scoring grants. That's another piece that staff do recommend also that you approve the highest scoring grants, but also that's a recommendation from us. So you are welcome to decline that recommendation. You can approve individual grants, so that would be if you're moving them around, or you can postpone approval of individual grants pending answers to any specific question. So for example, I don't know, I don't think it's ever happened, but for example, let's say that something happened, there's a fire somewhere and you wanted to be sure that they could still carry on with whatever they have proposed to do, because it is now 2 months from when they proposed to do this, then you can ask that kind of question, right? These are, ooh, can the people online see this? I think that might be as good as I can get it. But the ones in blue are the top scoring. And you can't see it actually. I'm sorry, Lisa, do you mind moving? Oh my goodness.
Maria, could you move down a little bit, please?
Yes. Down in your chair. There we go. Sorry, guys. I know it's online. It's like a.
Right in that middle.
Oh, okay. There we go. So this is the overall average across. We do not have a tie. We have a very, very, very close score, but we do not have a tie. In the instant of a tie, we have some further point systems set up to be able to deal with that. However, these are the top 6 scoring grants. And we do have a threshold score, which is 75% of the total, but it's 27. And so there's only one organization that didn't meet that threshold. The threshold generally is used to talk about how many are above the threshold, but are not being able to be funded. This, to me, reads that we have a lot of very strong applications, frankly, like almost all of them above 75% of the scores. So at this point, you will want to talk through these top 6, see if you have any questions, and then you'll have a vote on it. I do have a motion language if you read the top 6. I do want to note that the Boulder Community Media rate in the packet was listed as KGNU. It was adjusted, and there's like an adjustment in your, so this is correct.
She and I flies on the walls for this basically, because the grading has been done.
Yes, yeah. So you're welcome to vote. And I do believe you actually, you don't want to, yeah, you do want to vote because a non-vote is a no. Right?
Yes.
No, a non-vote is a yes. It's Boulder only. But yeah.
It's different.
However, the scores are a guideline for you.
Yeah.
You as, and not having scored, but as sitting commissioners, can vote trusting your colleagues and the scores to guide you. But you're also welcome to not vote.
Right, because I haven't seen applications. I know a lot of the operating budgets, but I don't know all of them. You know,
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
where is the impact, where's not the impact?
Yeah. So you're permitted to vote, but you don't have to. And yeah, the general rule on everything is, you know, listening to your colleagues, reading the packet, looking at this and talking to staff, it is acceptable as reason to make a decision.
Right.
So, typically we would make a motion and then have discussion, but in this case, I'll open it up just based on tradition. If there's any discussion before we make unless somebody wants to just go ahead and make a motion.
Want to take a temperature?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I know you've done that in the past.
Yeah. As a group or just individually? Go around the room individually?
How do you want to do it?
Well,
I was just reminding you, you've done that.
Yeah. No, thank you. And I just to start it off, I'm quite happy to vote with the staff recommendation of the top scores. Sounds like Caroline is nodding her head. Maria?
Yes.
Elaine? Okay, so why don't we just, if somebody, Matt?
When you get to discussion, I have one point.
Okay, thank you.
And I have something to say.
Okay, there we go. So if somebody would like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Maria.
I move that Sansui Festival of Dance Cinema, Boulder Symphony, Streetwise Arts, Boulder Community Media, Modus Theater, and the Community Roots Art Festival be awarded grants in the Community Project for Organizations category.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. So before we start our discussion, Matt and then Lauren.
Thank you. Let me, not be a disembodied voice, not. So.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I had some conversations with Georgia. She regrets that she wasn't able to attend tonight. But she wanted to make sure that we just brought up the subject of Modus Theater. They supplied a response in the Q&A rescoring step. And she believes there was a misunderstanding on the comments she gave on that step. And she had taken wording in the rubric and applied that to her score and put that in there. There may have been a misunderstanding that in the cultural equity section that she was saying only some people are served by the equity efforts of this grant. That is not what she intended. It was merely a reflection of a read on the scale and some of the details of the effort. So she just wanted me to make sure you all knew in that context her thoughts, and she definitely didn't want the impression to come across that there was anything that she was diminishing the equity effort in that. It was merely a scale and comparison issue. And especially, this is me speaking now. Thank you, Georgia. This is especially important for, I think, this particular one, because there is so much anti-trans effort going on across the country that we want to make it really clear, regardless of the outcome of the grants or your discussion, that we're supportive of rights and of artists speaking out. So I wanted to make sure that that was clear in the process.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt.
Didn't seem to affect our score, which is also good.
Lauren?
I think I'm gonna wait till after your vote. I have some fun news, but I don't want to impact the vote.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. Any discussion amongst the commissioners? It's not it's not mandatory.
Is it kosher to abstain, knowing that everyone else has done the work and I don't need to have an opinion on passing that?
I mean, you can base it on the scores that
Okay.
get assigned,
Then there you go.
like the relative.
Okay, perfect then. That's the answer.
I just have a question. How many people applied total?
30 total.
Is it the highest that it's?
It is the highest,
Okay,
at least in the last 6%.
okay.
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
it was most intense.
I think,
Yeah.
Bruce said, I'd like to
Okay.
echo, I don't know who said it, but I think that the closeness in the scores, I think the applications are excellent and are really starting to address a lot of the rubric and the needs for diversity in our community and expression of diversity. So I think that's a huge plus. Obviously, the negative is there's limited funds to give, and it's very competitive.
Yeah, I'll just add, I could say this either before or after we vote, but I'll just say it now. This is the hardest part. And I'm saying this especially to the new commissioners. This is the hardest part because there are a lot of great grant applications in there. And we're about to vote, and over 20 organizations in Boulder are not going to get this funding. And, it's sad. And all we can do is ask for more money to give away. And that's what we try to do every year. So this is a good part of what we do, but it's also kind of a disappointing thing as well, not to be able to give money to everybody.
Comment that Maria just triggered in my mind. I completely echo what Maria said, and I'm noticing also that as I go through personally my evaluations, I oftentimes have gaps in the evaluation and outcomes area where I'm asking questions, and most of the organizations are really good about answering when I prompt them. But it may be something that we can talk about in our retreat as to how we can support people having more robust evaluation procedures and.
I agree. I would just say maybe we somehow, if we could do that before the retreat, because if we wait, the only reason is if we wait to the retreat, I don't think it gives Lauren enough time to put it in that whole new set of grant applications. It's got to wait a whole year. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Then to sort of.
let's do it in our December meeting.
So, I would encourage you to maybe either do it by yourself or work with another commissioner, but try to maybe, bring it to the commission as something to present, like that's kind of done and fleshed out. And then all we have to do is vote on it. What? Yeah. There you go, see? Thank you. Yeah, no, I, many of us, I think, are interested in kind of that same thing. So I knew if you were interested, somebody else.
Subject matter expert. I just know how to ask questions.
I'm sorry, I think I misunderstood actually. So you want to adjust the question that we're asking them and instead
No,
of.
that's not what I was saying.
Oh,
I was saying, much like now we've got a grant opportunity for grant writers.
Oh,
It's supporting
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like what resources can we bring to help communication, help the entities do better, answering of the question or even consideration of the questions they're setting as questions.
Yes. So it was one of the topics that we brought up with Boulder County Arts Alliance, that they are doing a 2-part series of training on how to do evaluations because
Okay.
I get what you mean.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect,
Like to better frame how they're gonna be doing evaluations, not necessarily, okay, but I'll keep looking and thinking about that too. Okay,
But if there is language that needs to be changed, I think
Yeah.
everybody's open to it.
yeah,
considering our
Yeah.
language to be. the
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
It's
That understanding of that.
yeah, like I'm looking to, I think our language reflects it, that looking for quantitative and qualitative analysis and how their election is going to, what benchmarks are they measuring against?
Yeah.
And like a lot of those elements seem to be missing when we answer it. They're like, well, ask people whether they had a great time.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Did you really like it or did you really, really like it?
And part of that goes into something we were talking about earlier, which was the language, the actual language in the grants and making it more, when you just said that qualitative and quantitative. And I was just imagining how a person whose English isn't their first language, how they might respond to seeing that and feel like, oh my God, there's no way I can fill out this application. That's a barrier that might be improved upon. All right, so,
Sorry, Bruce, I have one more.
oh, I'm
question.
sorry. Thank you, Maria. Yes.
Do we need to talk before we do a final vote about the letter from or email from Lemon Sponge Cake? And as I recall, they did not get the questions. Is that how it was, Lauren?
So we sent out an email from our grant software with their evaluation. So as you're scoring, doing the first round of scoring, you're also writing comments and questions if they are scoring below a certain point. So they have a way to respond to you. So it's not just like, I'm giving you a score and good luck. So it goes from our software and it got stuck in their Google whitelist. However, we do in the grant application on the website and in a number of different places, we tell people the full calendar. And so when they have signed off on their initial application, it says, I know the calendar for this. So it's honestly on them to reach out to us if they haven't received it. And we had to decline. There were 4 organizations that 3 of them reached out and said, oh, I missed the date. I was on this round alone, much less the last round. So it does frankly kind of happen here and there that they miss the email, they miss the dates, but we keep very, very tightly to our schedules. So we're being respectful of all of our applicants and all of you because it would delay everything. So.
And just to be clear, the other people that you said, they got the email.
The other ones, I'm not sure. They just said I missed the date. So I don't know if they missed the email and missed the date.
I'm just curious if there was a consistency there with the email part of it.
There hasn't been for lots of other people. I mean, it's totally possible, but part of the process is we tell people to make sure to add this to your wait list. So you know that it's going to come through, check your junk mail, kind of stuff that we do. So unfortunately, when they sign the agreement to the application, the timing is in the application. So they're saying, I understand that this is how it works.
Sure. Yeah.
And it just makes me be the bad guy over and over and over again. But I'm happy to do that because we want to be consistent and make sure everybody's treated fairly and equally, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I think that was a fantastic explanation and I agree with you. I just thought it would be good to discuss it publicly. So thank you for that
Yes.
clarification.
So for any of our applicants that are watching, please reach out. If you miss something, if you think you missed something, feel free to reach out to me. I don't want that to happen. Okay, great.
Great. Any more discussion before the
I
vote?
just have a question on that. Forgive my ignorance.
I know.
Do we publish like annually, like a list of when deadlines are?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so November 15th of every single year, hell or high water, I will publish our full schedule. That's for everybody. And if you want calendar invitations or anything for you guys, for our new commissioners, I'm happy to send you individual little reminders. The entire grant program, not going to be published on November 15th. So people will really just put it on their calendars, everything. Yeah.
So even if you miss an email, theoretically, it's not like your one time to know the date.
No, and it goes in our newsletter and that kind of thing. It's always on the website. Yeah. I'm kind of like, I'm sure people are actually usually sick of it by the time. Yes.
Okay, any other questions or discussion? All right, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Okay, thank you very much. Vote passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Can I speak yet? Okay, this is exciting. So you might remember the commissioners from last year that we had 36,000 and some change dollars left over from the grant program last year because we didn't have enough applicants in a couple categories. It's not happening this year, by the way. So the commission last year asked that 30,000 be dedicated to this category, and then the additional 6 be dedicated to the venue and event fund, which is the rental assistance, like helping people rent event space. So we have requested it in our first adjustment to base. So it has to go through approval. It has to be approved. We can't just hold it over. But it was requested. It's going to be discussed in May, and then decision is June 1st. Right. So for the next 3 grantees, actually, do they need to vote on this?
No, we're gonna come back.
Okay, great. So if and when we are awarded those funds, we will come back to you asking that you vote to award the next 3 top scoring. And luckily, there's not even.
They're all identical in scoring.
Yes, and I was like, oh, there's not a time because it gets a little, it just is that, honestly. It's so tight. The next 3, we come back to you and have you vote on these next 3 projects.
Oh, how wonderful.
I know.
That's fantastic.
And I think 2 of those are watching tonight, right? So hi. Yeah, so we'll know hopefully at the June meeting and we'll come back to you then.
Awesome.
I know.
Yay.
That's great news. Thank you, Lauren.
Okay.
What else you got for us?
I want to have a cookie, so maybe get us one to share.
There's so many cookies.
I just ate 2.
I mean, for those people watching, they're disgusting, you don't want one. So we have grant reports for this evening. We had 4 reports for these meetings. So you'll receive these reports are follow-ups from other awards that were granted, right? So for community project grants and arts education grants to receive the final 20% of their award, you need to approve, the commission needs to approve their report. So we bring them to you, you'll get it in a packet, usually about a week and a couple of days before a commission meeting. I'll send you a reminder. To read the report, it's 1 page of text and then usually pictures and content to see how it's going. Your options are to approve the reports, approve individual ones, approve individual ones with questions. So if you can say, yes, I want them to get their final 20% payment. However, I still have some questions about their report. You can postpone approval of individual reports pending answers to specific questions. So if you're like, I'm really concerned about something that they've mentioned in the report, I want to hold back that 20% until they've answered that question. And then the final is that you can decline a report and cancel the final 20%, which I haven't seen happen because generally they just haven't answered a question that you answered to, right? I mean,
It happened once.
it did. Oh, Lord. I went there, it's not this Lord. And so we have 4 reports that you would have seen. I just put this up here so you have some. The Boulder International Film Festival report, Elson Amistad, Lori Demeron, and Florida's report. So if you have any specific questions, if you want to hold out or call out any, right?
Yeah, so I like Caroline's idea of just getting a sense So, because normally we would do discussion after the motion is on the table. So from now on, to be known as Caroline's method. Caroline process. The current maneuver. I read through all the reports and I'm happy to approve all of them. Seeing similar nodding.
What's the consensus on this one?
Yeah. So I would be happy to entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
I move that we approve the grant reports from the Boulder International Film Festival, El Centro Amistad, Gloria Dameron, and Luna Cultura.
Is there a second?
I'll say.
Thank you. Thank you, Elaine. Any discussion?
I have just a few comments that came to the forefront for me. I think in the past, we've talked about the importance of the arts education project grants, and we know that there were some challenges continuing those during COVID. And I just found the ones that were submitted had incredible impact. If I did my math right, I think that there was an outreach to 833 students, which is, I think, incredible for these three programs. So I think that's that's the future, that's the future pipeline, and that's the future of our city. So I think that's a big plus that I wanted to call out. And I think the other thing I really enjoyed seeing was the integration. A lot of them talk about STEM and they're integrating arts into that. So it's STEAM. And I think that's, again, moving the dialogue forward in our education system.
That's wonderful, Maria. Thank you. Anyone else?
And I just really like the multicultural what was going on. So
Yeah, it feels good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice to see. Yeah, good trend. All right, anyone else? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All right, vote passes unanimously. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else, Lauren?
No, good for me.
All right, man, we are clean.
Yeah.
Matters from commissioners. Anything top of mind anybody wants to talk about?
No, Maria, we should get on the agenda for next month.
Definitely.
Follow it. Yeah.
Let me know what you need for support.
Thank you.
We have the yearly meetings that have been sent out for appointments, so thank you for doing that. There was mention of a retreat. If you could send that to the two of us, or actually basically to everyone if you haven't already, just so we know where and what the logistics are and when, because I know we all have very busy schedules. Want to make sure that we're available.
No, we're usually, the staff is great about setting out the whole year's worth of meetings. So people can plan and block it off on their calendars. So I'm sure you'll be getting that very, very soon.
Do we meet in December?
How does December work? I don't remember.
We usually keep a meeting on the books, but the past 2 years we have canceled.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, if it's not a lot of stuff that we need to talk about, that's, yeah.
To that point, there's also the November meeting and the December meeting, since it's the last Wednesday, tends to fall in holiday land.
Oh, yeah.
So we do end up moving the November meeting almost.
Yeah, because November would be 22nd, it would be the day before, and I'm up to my elbows.
Actually, I want to pull you out.
The October retreat is typically 4 or 5 hours long. So we definitely want to get to that date because that's super important for us to be able to really kind of delve into issues, go deep on some stuff.
Is that on the regular date that we would typically meet, being October 25th?
Not always.
Yeah, exactly.
You will start a negotiation on when that date is.
Yeah.
We'll try and start it earlier this year. We usually start that in August, but we'll do it as soon as possible. Good.
Yeah, the sooner the better. So everybody can get it all blocked off because it is a longer meeting. So I want to be sure everybody has plenty of notice. I'll just mention that The Boulder County Film Commission is having a big event that y'all are invited to, May 17th over at E-Town. Thanks in part to grant from a number of places, including Boulder Arts Commission, Create Boulder,
Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Convention and Visitors Bureau, also known as Visit Boulder,
Yep.
and a number of sponsors as well. So I hope everybody can make it to that, as well as the public who are creative people. We're calling it Creative Industry Night. So it's not just filmmakers, it's web designers, graphic designers, photographers, mobile app developers, all about the creative community. And it's free. Anyone else before we go on to Matt? All right, Matt.
Thanks very much. So in a second, I will ask if you have any questions about the manager's memo, clear up. But while you're thinking about those, couple of notes, Boulder Arts Week wrapped up. Thank you very much. We're going to plan on the next meeting, have a presentation from Lauren and Abra Allen, the director of Boulder Arts Week, to talk about the numbers, talk about the experience, talk about the future. So look forward to that. Also at the next meeting, we're planning on having the team from Farm to Spaceship come and talk about the progress on experiments in public art. It's at a really critical stage right now where we have seen some of the preliminary proposals and we're working with artists and businesses to refine those. But we're hoping to meet with both the standing selection panel and with you about this in order to check in before we proceed and actually start implementing some of these. So it's going to be pretty critical to get your feedback at that point. There's an off chance we might postpone that to June, but still hopeful. So as easy as this meeting's going, next month's going to be a doozy. So, sticking it out with us. In other important news, quick roundup on research that's going on. Arts and Economic Prosperity 6 is a study that we've been working on for almost a year now, I think, and it'll keep going for another few months. It's through Americans for the Arts, takes a look at the economic impact of the nonprofit sector and the economic impact of their audiences. Huge undertaking where Lauren has to go out and get 800. I know I'm going to say 800 individual surveys from audience members and deep dive organizational survey from about 40 nonprofits.
Oh, I sent it to all 80.
All 80. Lauren has already exceeded all those numbers. It's going great, but we're getting almost to the point now where we'll kind of close that up. Americans for the Arts goes for a few months into digesting that, and on the other end of that, we'll get the report. Do a presentation for you about that, send it out to the community, and also informs our economic impact calculator. So all that is coming. And then I don't know if you caught, but the Southern Methodist University Data Arts Program has named Boulder in one of its top 10 most arts vibrant cities again.
Did not see that.
Yeah, so we got the notice of that. They're going to be completing the data visualizations and stuff for us soon. They didn't rank us this time. We were number 2 last time. They decided not to rank, making everyone besides Boulder feel bad. We are still in the top 10 for cities of our size, so that's great. And then the last thing is that next meeting, you'll be able to meet Brendan Picker, who is our new public art administrator at long last. And so he starts on Monday. It'll take a little while to wrap up, but we'll be able to introduce him to the meeting.
Yay.
So with that, Maria, with Brendan, right? Thumbs up for Brendan.
Yeah, definitely.
So are there any questions about the manager's memo, staff updates, and else?
Matt, I have a question about your line items about the venues.
Okay.
The feasibility study by Create Boulder. Has that been published online, or can you share any bullet points for us or high level discussions?
Yeah, it is available online. I'll share the link with everyone so you can read it for yourself. It's quite an extensive document. So if you weren't aware, Create Boulder, an advocacy organization, did a study of if it's possible to bring an effort to establish a new performing arts venue in Boulder. They had a panel of experts and did a lot of interviews and launched that to presentation out to the community that compiled all of that into this report. In short, the report says that, yes, absolutely, there is capacity in the marketplace and the need in the community and amongst artists and organizations. But there is a long fuse on making something like that a reality. And so there's a kind of a elegant step-by-step of starting with adaptive reuse and some smaller efforts in order to build towards that through the establishment of a trust model. So it's laid out pretty well there. I can definitely answer questions, but of course you can reach out to Create Boulder. They're great at their responses, but it does point us in an interesting direction, right? It's not the first time that the subject's come up, but it's a very different approach.
So no conversation about public-private partnership in that type of development?
No conversation other than there will have to be some government interaction, right? And so we don't know the level of that yet. We haven't sort of gotten into financing and that sort of thing. So we're just at the point now where the idea is sort of on the table for discussion. So yeah, they'll probably be coming here as a first stop. So you may be the first to know if that's moving forward towards making it a reality.
Is the report in addition to or after everything they presented at E-Town? Or is it what they presented at E-Town?
It's mostly a detailed dive into what they presented. There has been some refinements based on the conversation there. Yeah.
Anything else, Matt?
No, that's it for me.
Oh, thank you. Well.
Yeah, we are.
Oh my God. Record. Wow. Unless anybody has any events you want to talk about in your world that you want to share with everybody?
I mean, I can pull up a list of volunteers that we need for our project. If you're thinking about that.
Well, like on the 17th, you got 60 seconds.
The reason I hate to go first in those things is I forgot to mention that I'm a master in arts education. I have a more answer here.
Thank you.
Okay, so while I'm pulling this up, I can tell you a little bit about the project, which the commissioners who are around when we put in our art grants know about the proposal, but we are bringing a Burning Man style temple to Boulder. And if you're familiar with Burning Man, you may know about the big man that gets burned, but there's also a non-denominational temple space where participants go in and leave messages on the walls and mementos and lay down grief and trauma. And then at the Burning Man event, that is released through fire in a community setting. So we're bringing the same style of temple to Boulder. It's not going to be released through fire, obviously, because that's part of the trauma we're trying to heal. But it's going to be a pavilion style temple. It's designed by an architect in Boulder who also designed the large temple in Burning Man at the large event last year. He's a Boulder architect and has donated the design. And we need a bunch of volunteers, and I'm looking for my list on that. We're looking for people that it's meant to be very community and Boulder supported. And the roles that we have that would be really well handled by community members are we're looking for somebody that can lead the opening and closing ceremonies and sort of orchestrate that and project manage that. We're looking for somebody who's going to be a billeting lead, which would be for people who come out of town from the Burning Man community to be matched with local couches or spare rooms or whatever the case would be. We're also looking for somebody who has a PR and communication background, who can lead our press release as we move into doing fundraising and volunteer wrangling. So those are the top three that I'll say right now. So if you know anybody or you want to hear more about the project, see me. And we are very gratefully supported by a grant from the Boulder Arts Commission.
What are the dates for opening ceremonies and such?
Right now, it's all dependent on getting through the permitting process, which we're nearly to the end of after months and months. So what we have scheduled right now is that the opening ceremony would be on October 14th. And that it would be open for, yeah,
Will you email this stuff?
could do that.
Thank you so much.
All right, anyone else? I'll just quickly mention that the Visit Boulder, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, for the first time in a few years, they're gonna put on the 4th of July show at Folsom Field.
Oh, wow.
Yay! And instead of fireworks, it's gonna be a drone show. So that should be pretty cool. Yeah.
They're
Um,
really sophisticated.
Yes, the inauguration. That's recently. It was.
All right, anything else from commissioners or staff? Nope, not seeing anybody. I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
It's not light out.
We're.
Yeah, right.
6:59, that's a record.